Well, today is the first day of fall, which means minor hockey season is very close behind. As game time approaches, leagues and associations have had to deal with one glaring question. How can hockey adjust to accommodate pandemic protocols? It's a question that Chris Potts has had to ask himself this summer. He's the president of the Collingwood Minor Hockey Association. They were back in the ice yesterday. Chris, good morning to you.
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. Congratulations on the start of your new season. How are you feeling with it now for you officially kind of underway?
We're obviously extremely excited. It's been a long summer leading back from the March when we had to shut things down. We went hard to work to get things back going, and we're extremely excited here in Collingwood to be back on the ice.
Just take me back to that time in March. Can you? You'll obviously remember very well the kind of the dawning realisation that this wasn't just talk about something that was happening in other countries. This was now coming to your doorstep.
Yeah, we had. It was an exciting time in March for our hockey association. We had a few of our teams that were just starting to compete in the Ontario finals, OMHA finals. And then we abruptly got shut down, which, a lot of people felt that it wasn't going to hit us. But when reality hit, here we were closing the doors and shutting the system completely down, which was something that we'd never want to ever experience in our lifetime again, and it was really hard.
So how did you handle it? There were so many things to think about back then in March. It must have been really hard to look ahead and even see a day like yesterday, a day, today, when you can look back and say, okay, we played yesterday, back on the ice.
The one thing I'll say with our association, we stayed positive from the get-go. Even when we shut down, our executive and board and even our families in town, we stayed on the up and up. We had it in our minds that we were going to be back to hockey no matter what. We didn't let it get us down. We tried to stay positive for the kids, and with the efforts that we put through over the summertime, we were determined one way or another that the kids were going to get an opportunity. And obviously, with yesterday, them hitting the ice was reality that positive things can happen.
So you put a lot of thought into it. A lot of people talked all summer about this. You were listening to the guidelines, the rules, the regulations, the advisories. How has it all turned out then? In what ways has the Collingwood Minor Hockey Association adapted its programmes to work now within all those pandemic protocols?
So with our return to hockey framework that we had put together, working alongside with the municipality of the town of Collingwood as well as the OMHA, we put together a plan for the safety in the arena, the safety of the staff, the kids, the public. We've been able to split our arena into two groups, two areas, area A and B, where it keeps separation and social distancing, disinfecting and whatnot. And the kids get ready in the parking lot or at home, and they get inside. They put their skates and helmet on, and they hit the ice. So basically, we work together. We come up with a very solid plan. Insurance in place. It was not easy, but obviously with the great assistance of the town of Collingwood, we were able to do that.
How much did you have to, go to the various authorities and sort of say, these are the adaptations that we've made? Who had to approve all of that?
It was our approval. So our Return to Hockey Committee had the approvals through the town of Collingwood and the OMHA. That was where we get our framework completed and approved.
Okay. Now, when it comes to the games themselves, so you've seen one example of what happens when the kids actually get onto the ice, when they're preparing, as you've described it, either at home or in the parking lot or wherever, and then actually getting on. How do you see it affecting the games? Let's say the players' enjoyment of the game.
So obviously the enjoyment, I personally believe, along with others in the association, the new way is going to be, I think it's going to be exciting. It's now going to be either a 3-on-3 or a 4-on-4 style play. Obviously smaller rosters, you're going from your traditional 16, 17 player roster down to 9 players and the goalie, which obviously there's going to be a little faster play, a lot more ice time. No penalties. It's in lieu of penalty shot. So and the referee will drop the puck at the end of at the start of the period, end of every goal. So it'll just keep the play moving, just like you would be playing some pond hockey. And I truly think that the kids will love it.
What was the reaction you got to what happened yesterday then?
It was fantastic. Obviously, there's always going to be some hurdles to cross. Definitely when changes are implemented. But at the end of the day, I think that the families are being very supportive and excited. The kids were excited, and I spent some time at the rink, and from feedback I've heard from kids and players, and that I think the pandemic's been kind of put aside, and the kids are just happy to be back on the ice. Just for that little while, they can forget all about that for a bit and just play their game. Yeah. It does seem like a lot of work. You thought about it all summer to make this upcoming season happen. You've had to work, you've had to change. Did you ever consider just, I'll avoid the hassle. People will understand it's a pandemic. It's not just us, it's global. We got to cancel the season. Did you ever think of that? No, obviously we took the pandemic very, very serious, but myself as the lead of this association, I felt that we needed to keep it going. The kids need their social life. They need their physical activity, and really what we're here for is the support of the kids. And I believe that it would be a major letdown if we did let off the gas. So truly, in all. We had the mindset that we weren't doing anything but putting them back on the ice this fall. It must be a little bit of a concern to you, Chris, that we're seeing. I'm reluctant to call it a second wave because I don't know if that's what it is, and I know different people have different definitions of that. But we're certainly seeing the spikes in numbers. We're seeing the numbers go up in a way that we haven't really seen since about June. Are you concerned that the leagues might be forced to shut again midway through the season? Obviously, the concern's there. I want to believe that it won't happen, but there's a good chance it will. I think the biggest message that if I can deliver is now seeing with the rink open is for people just to abide by the rules and just take direction. And please understand that it's not the associations trying to make it difficult for parents and players in the rink. It's all for our safety. And if we can just abide by the rules and follow what we're being told, I think we can all get through this together. And do you think you are getting that reaction from the parents, let's say so far? Many parents invested in these games and in what their kids are doing, want to be there, want to see it all, can't do what they used to do. Are they okay with it? Yeah, I think for the most part, there's obviously some concern when it comes to numbers in the building and parents in the building. Not everybody wants to get in and watch their child play, but I think for the most everybody understands. And after a week or two, I think the message will be sent that this is what we need to do to get things back to normal. So really in reality, it's what we got to do, and I hope everybody can support it moving forward. Good to talk to you, Chris. Thank you. My pleasure. Chris Potts, the president of the Collingwood Minor Hockey Association. Well, have you got thoughts about how local sport is shifting to keep and to stay safe? Do you feel like your child can play safely? You can email us ontario morning@cbc.ca.